Welcome to part 3 of the Christmas stamp collection. We've got 4 more to go. So we're going to create a square canvas, 2048 by 2048, RGB at 300 dpi. And we're going to set this up. There we go, got several layers in there. And there are our stamps. Alright, so as you can see, we've got 3 easy ones and then one that's not quite so easy. Santa there is going to be a little difficult to do, but we will figure it out. Let's start by doing the cookie. My brush color is set to white, my background is set to black, and we are on layer 1, and we are just going to make a circle. The monoline brush is set to 15%, and I start drawing my circle here. Let it snap, and then put my finger of the other hand on the screen outside my circle. That snaps it to a perfect circle. And then you release the stylus, followed by your finger. And now what we want to do is create a bite out of the cookie. So we're going to go up here to layer 2, and we're going to create our bite. I'm going to do a 3-bite one this time. And I close this shape off. That way I can do my trick on getting rid of the right things at the right places. We're going to duplicate layer 2, and we can turn the top layer 2 off. Let's go to layer 1. We're going to select inside the circle, and we're going to select the circle, and then we're going to invert. And middle layer 2 here, we're going to clear. Then we're going to go up to the top layer 2, select that, and go down to layer 1 and clear. And there we go. We can now get rid of the extra layer 2, and we can merge these down together. And we now have a cookie with 3 bites taken out of it. We just need to give it some chocolate chips or sprinkles or whatever. Let's bring this brush up to 30%. Let's try 40%. Oh yeah, that looks nice. And just put some random dots here. If you want to do sprinkles, just make little lines. And I'm letting them snap to shape. And then we select the entire cookie. Make sure that magnetics is turned off and fit to screen. And we will create brushes with these the same way we did the rest of them. I will go ahead and go over it with you on this first one, and then I will let you do the rest of them yourselves. So we're going up to the wreath. The last thing we did was the stocking. We're going to duplicate it, go into Shape, Edit, Import, and then Paste. And that did not take because I did not copy my layer. So we're going to copy this layer, Shape, Edit, Import, Paste. There we go. And then click Done. Go to About This Brush, and we're going to name it Cookie. Create the reset point, and there we go. So that takes care of our cookie. Next one we're going to do is the ornament, because that's also very easy. And we're going to create our circle the same way, making sure that we are on layer 3. Well, that's not the right brush. There we go. Monoline, 15%. Circle. Hold. Finger. Stylus finger. And then I'm going to move this down and get it centered just like that. And then what we want to do is create the top of our Christmas ball. At that shape, we're going to tell it to go to rectangle, that way it's nice and regular. And then we want to put the ring on top. Let's move this down, go up a layer, and we are going to make a little circle right here. Once again, finger, release stylus, release finger. And for this one, I'm just going to manually erase like this. It's no big deal. Oh, looks like we didn't go far enough on the circle. I'm going to reduce my brush and just fix this little tick right here. There we go. And then merge that down. And we will fit it to screen and create a brush with it later. All right, next easiest one is going to be the holly. Let's go up to layer 5. And you'll notice the holly is made up of overlapping circles. So we're going to create a circle, make it a perfect circle by putting your finger down, release the stylus, and then release the hand. And then we're going to duplicate that, and we're going to move this one up over here, and we'll duplicate that, move it up over here. I think we need to do that, yes. That looks better. All right. And those two need to actually touch, don't they? So let's put them together. And move them together. And what I did was I selected both layers by sliding to the right, and that way you can move them together. And now what I'm going to do is merge these two down, go to the layer 5, the lower layer 5, do an automatic selection in the middle, clear it from there, and then merge that down. And then we need to make these leaves. I'm going to do that on another layer. I'm just going to have this up here so I can see it. And just like that. I'm going to turn the snapping off. And I'm going to rotate it so it looks approximately upright. And then I'm going to reduce my brush size and fix this part. That looks better to me. And now let's bring this over here. And then we're going to duplicate it. And we're going to rotate it. I'm not going exact thirds on these, but I do want the center line to go behind the berries. And that looks nice. So now I'm going to do an automatic selection just to see what it's going to look like. It looks like my leaves are going to be overlapping too much. Let's increase the size of the berries a bit and then readjust the leaves. I think that'll look better. Yes, this is a good way to check yourself. You can see what the final product is going to look like before you actually do anything destructive. Let's merge these down. And then we're going to select inside the 3 berries, go back up to layer 6, and clear. And then we can merge it down. And we've got our holly started. I want it to go like this. That looks nice. You can orient it any way you like. Let's do a fit to screen there. And that takes care of the holly. And now our most complicated one is going to be this Santa Claus here. I am going to use the hollow line and create an arc. I will go up a layer and create another arc here, which I want to overlap the first one. And then I'm going to erase the parts that I don't need. Okay. For some reason, my brush is giving transparency, but we know how to fix that. We're going to merge this down, select inside, Select outside, invert, and fill. And there we go. All right, and now we want to center our big guy on here. Let's duplicate this for a moment. Since I would need it centered, I'm going to get rid of this. So it's not overhanging. And then I will move this until it is centered. There we go. And then all we have to do is match this one to that one. There we go. We can get rid of that one. And the reason we're doing this is because we are now going to start using the symmetry tool. Let's put a little ball at the end of this. Monoline brush, 15%. And create a little circle, touch outside, and I need to do an edit shape on that. Nope, that looks good. Okay. Canvas, drawing guide, edit drawing guide. We'll go into symmetry and make sure that it's on vertical and give it a color that we can see. Darken that up. And we want to create, first of all, Santa's nose. We're going to put it here. Snap it to a perfect circle. Edit the shape. And remember from last week's video, you select outside in order to do the movement until the shape is as thin as it's going to get. And let's do a freehand selection. And I want to move that down. That's good. And now we want to create our beard. Let's see. We'll go there. Let's go there. And there. And then like this. And finally, get this bottom one done. Edit shape. Move the center handle to get that all thinned out. And then we create our eyes. And this time I want oval eyes. With eyebrows. And then let's create his mouth. Remember, Santa has a mustache with his beard. So we create an arc. And then we create another arc. Edit this shape so that we can get that down. And there we go. We have our Santa stamp. I'm going to speed through all of this. Oh, wait a minute. Let's look at this ornament 3 here. It needs a decoration. I'm going to create a nice swoopy there. Duplicate it. Let's go down. Merge those. Select outside of our shape. And then clear it from here and merge it down. And there we go. All right. So now I'm going to speed through turning these into brushes, and we will be done. Okay, and since we didn't take very long to finish up this series, let's go ahead and make an infinite brush out of all of these. We're just going to grab these. Let's put them all down to about 25% as we go. That's not big enough. Let's go up to 35, 37, 40%. That's nicer. And I'm going to stop here for a moment. I am going to duplicate this layer. I am going to fill the layer above it and set the transparency down. Duplicate it. We'll select one layer 10 and one layer 11. Slide it off to the right or the left, whichever way you want, until it is halfway and it snaps. And what you can do is go down to snapping. Let's turn magnetics on and change this distance to something larger. I'm going to go to 21. And now you can see it snaps much more abruptly. And we can delete this layer 11, fill this one, set the transparency down, turn it off, and then merge these. All right. And then we'll continue. And now what we're going to do is duplicate these layers again. Select one layer 10, one layer 11. I'm going to move it up till it's halfway. And select the other two and move it down until it's halfway. Delete this one, fill that one, put the transparency back, and turn that off. merge down, and then we can continue again. I want to put him over here, but there's not quite enough room, so we'll slide it over again. Duplicate that, duplicate that, slide to the left, slide to the right, merge down, and now we can put the Santa here. All right, so we've kind of randomized as we've gone. We've done each one of these once. Let us copy this. Go up to a layer 12. And now what we want to do is create a new brush. We're going to leave the shape as a circle. In grain, we're going to do edit, import, paste. Give that a done. Go down to Apple Pencil. Turn that off. Go to properties, maximum size. We're going to go to 800. Minimum size of 40. Let's see. Rendering and intense glaze should be good. Yep. And let's test this out. I'm going to click done. And it looks like there's a pattern forming here. We need to break this up a little bit. I think Santa and the cross both need to move up a little bit. And this pattern seems to work best. I've increased the size of our cross, moved the candy and tilted it. I increased the size of the star and the wreath over there. And that gives us much better pattern. Edit, import, paste. And done. And reset point. And done. And then we're going to test that. Let's make it a little smaller so we can test. Okay, that works. Another adjustment I had to make to this brush is under the grain, I changed the zoom to follow size. That way, when you increase the size of the brush, you increase the size of the pattern. And what you can actually do with something like this is swipe that across there. Let's go up a layer and grab our monoline brush. And we're going to go with this gray color here. And we're going to make a great big circle. All right, now if we go here to this layer, select it, warp, advanced mesh, we can move these corners in. And see how they squish a little bit? And then I'm going to move the middle sections out, which squishes the sides even more. There we go. Let us fill that layer. Select on the outside and clear this layer, put it on top. And then when we shrink it down, we have a Christmas ornament that is silver that has gold decoration on it. All right, well, I hope you learned something from this series, and I hope you have a wonderful day.